So we were at Nakheel yesterday.
Yeah.
We got a little bit more insight as to all the hype behind the new Palm, which is Palm Jebel Ali. It was very significantly obvious that it's twice the size of Palm Jumeirah, but I do want to dive down into how much bigger is it exactly.
So we need to put some numbers in the picture.
Yeah.
Just to understand, when people say it's twice the size, what do they exactly mean? Number of villas. Let's start from there. Number of fronts are the same, right? 16 over there, 16 over here. Then I saw some aerial videos of someone going over Palm Jebel Ali. It looks massive. It looks huge. But then, just to put some numbers in place, the number of fronts remain the same. The number of villas are still quite similar. There are about 1,700 villas on Palm Jumeirah and a ballpark of 2,000 villas on Palm Jebel Ali. But at the same time, if I look at the total size of the land that is being constructed between Palm Jebel Ali and Palm Jumeirah, the total land size was 61 million square foot. Palm Jebel Ali, it's 147 million square foot.
That's double.
That's more than double.
That's more than double. Yes. Not to mention, even one of the very obvious complaints that some of the villa owners in Palm Jebel Ali had was, yeah, they have a private beach, but if they are there with the family, they say hello to the
person on the other front.
person on the other front. So what they've done with the new Palm is towards the end of the front, the distance between the two fronts is almost half a kilometer long.
Yes.
Right? And that's, just to put that in perspective, in the current Palm, that's just 150 meters.
Yeah.
So again, more than double.
You know what the shocking part is? That, okay, the current Palm has, in some of the fronts, it even touches 250 meters towards the end of the front. It's okay, fair. The start is at 40 meters. In Palm Jumeirah, the distance between the fronds is 40 meters when the fronds are starting from the spine. In Palm Jebel Ali's case, it's 100 meters to start with. In most of the cases in Palm Jumeirah, 100 meters is towards the end. I'm telling you, 100 meters is to start with. So the general problem that we faced around Palm Jumeirah was the garden villas or the signature villas which were having the beach access. And lower numbers. Those lower numbers face the problem of not being able to be in demand because 40 meters is a very small distance and you could actually say hi to the neighbor on the other front.
And just to be sure, when you say not in demand, they still pretty much doubled in value, but they were the least favorite of the lot per se.
Correct. So even after that, if I look at the villas right now, so what they've done is, when you tell me that, there are 1,700 villas on Palm Jumeirah and about 2,000 villas on Palm Jebel Ali, you've increased the size by double. The size of the front has increased. So the front, the arm of the front, it's 2 kilometers in Palm Jumeirah. It's 2.5 kilometers in Palm Jebel Ali. So I've increased the size, but the number of villas that I've added in all the 16 fronts combined together, it's only 300 villas.
Which basically translates into the sizes per villa was significantly, or at least slightly.
Yeah, and the common
bigger.
Areas. Mostly the common areas. So this time what they did was they've got gardens and play areas between a bunch of villas. So you've got a set of villas, gardens, and then a set of villas, and then gardens. So when they did that, the space between the villas increased. So it's not just what you're getting inside the villa. It's also what you're getting as a master community of outside the villa as well. So your beach access is better. To start with, you have a 100-meter gap between the other front. The gap between your villa and the next villa is better. The number of villas still remain quite significantly the same.
And I'm assuming that's the reason why the villas that are located towards the end of the front are priced higher in comparison to the ones that are closer.
Absolutely.
to the spine because, again, privacy, exclusivity, more sort of a private beach because half a kilometer is, you got to do that
It's half
to
a
actually
kilometer.
have a look at something at that range. And apart from the villas itself, if we look at some of the very core problems or issues per se that Palm Jumeirah faced, one of the two things that I remember back 10 years ago was water around Palm Jumeirah had to be constantly tested
Yeah.
because they were going stagnant due to no natural flow
Of water.
of water. And the way they built Palm Jumeirah was sort of sinking as well gradually, which they corrected themselves with the new Palm.
Correct.
And how they managed to do this? And problem number 3, of course, traffic. One entry, one exit point.
Correct.
You want to go to the left side of the crescent, right side of the crescent, center. You're still taking that one road going in. You miss a turn, good luck.
Even after all of that, even after acknowledging the problems that we do not consider as problems in Palm Jumeirah, the properties did minimum of 3x
Yeah.
in value.
Yeah.
I remember, I think we sold it to one of your clients. Remember your sale in, which one was it? Royal Atlantis. 2-bedroom.
The 2-bedroom.
7 million.
7.2.
I remember the payment plan during that time was about 40-60. 40% during 60 on completion. On completion, those properties did an average of 14 to 15 million. Now, this guy paid from his pocket how much? 40%
40%.
of that 7 million. So about 3 million, let's say, odd, including Dubai Land Department's fees. Man was able to sell it for 14.
Correction. Because he was able to sell it at 14, I actually advised him not to. And he is actually happier now because now the retail for a 2-bedroom there is nothing less than 23 million.
There you go.
So even though when we say certain properties are less desirable, even they have 3x.
Yeah.
But here in Palm, the reason why this new opportunity called Palm Jebel Ali is so significant is because even the least desirable of the projects that happened in Palm Jumeirah has 3x in value,
Bare minimum.
right? Which is a very common thing to say. That's like the minimum that you can promise to a client when he's purchasing anything on the Palm.
Yeah.
So similarly, on the flip side with Palm Jebel Ali, if we look at it, how much are the villas in Palm Jumeirah? Could you remind me?
So historically, let's say 2023 was the first time they started selling the villas at Palm Jebel Ali.
No, I'm talking about Palm Jumeirah.
Palm Jumeirah.
Currently, what are the prices for villas on the old Palm?
So lower numbers if you get anything below 30 million to start with. Lower numbers. And that too, we're talking about a garden home.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a great deal. Just go and buy it. But the chances are you won't be able to get something like that. So let's say 35 million to start with.
Right.
It goes up until Mr. Ambani's house.
What did Palm Jebel Ali launch at again?
Yeah, half the price.
Yeah, they launched at 17 or 18?
17 point-ish.
Let's just
And then
say 18.
18
right?
million.
Half the price.
Yes.
And currently now the villas there are selling for 26.
Correct.
More or less the same size. A few square feet here and there, but more or less the same size. Now, apart from the villas itself, because everybody knows that this is Nakheel's pattern always, right? It's always been, even with the Palm, old Palm Jumeirah, was they had villas and everything happening. But at the same time, I do want to understand the significance of the location itself. See, Palm Jebel Ali in itself is a very good selling point. But if you see on the map of UAE, that entire slab, if we dissect that entire slab, you don't just have Palm Jebel Ali. You have your Dubai South, you have your Al Maktoum International Airport, and then you have Expo.
Correct.
Right? Why these are significant as well is you have your entertainment district, you have the world's largest airport coming in, and of course they did something better with the Palm Jebel Ali compared to Palm Jumeirah.
Correct.
And it's only one of one in the world. Where else can you say I'm in the Palm?
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world you go, you say I live in the Palm, they know you're in Dubai.
That's right.
Right? So That's the case. And they have now 3 entry and exit points for Palm Jebel Ali, unlike for Palm Jumeirah. What else? And they also mitigated the water issue where it was going stagnant by creating, how many was it on the model we saw? 1, 2, 4. Four bridges,
yes, 4 bridges,
between the crescent
Yeah.
to allow natural flow of water.
Yeah.
Dubai Reef,
Yes.
right, to revive the coral of the coastline of entire of UAE. So they wanted to basically have some natural water flow that in future they can revive the coral. It becomes a nice snorkeling destination as well
It
in
does,
the
yes.
future. And if I'm not wrong, correct me. What exactly is what's coming on the crown? I know there's a hotel. There's no announcement on that, but they're planning to open a cultural district there, where all the events and shows that are going to take place in the future.
I think I found a similarity between how Palm Jumeirah and Palm Jebel Ali is being eventually designed, but there's one very strong difference of what's happening on the spine. Because I feel that the crown is going to be as humongous and as huge as Palm Jumeirah is, because you've got Atlantis looking right at you as soon as you enter the spine of Palm Jumeirah, and then you know that you're heading towards something interesting and special.
Yeah.
At the same time, the same thing is going to happen with Palm Jebel Ali as well. The moment you go towards the crescent, it's going to be, first of all, there is no connectivity from the spine to the crescent,
Yeah.
which means you have to go through the roads from the outside.
Yes.
Or you have to use the water transportation services from within the premises of.
water transportation.
Yes.
services?
So this time they're
you're telling me
connecting-
they have ferries.
Yes, they're connecting
Okay.
the entire Palm with respect to ferries and water transportation.
Okay.
So anyone living in Frond M, villa number 12, can order a ferry which will come there from one access point. You get in the ferry, you go to the crown.
Damn, Talabat is upping its game, huh?
Yeah, Talabat's something's game. But honestly speaking, you're absolutely right about the fact that it's not just the destination of Palm Jebel Ali because of which Palm Jebel Ali has become a thing. There are things which are happening around it which make it extremely important for it to succeed. So when I look at, and when I was talking to some of my clients about the same during the launch of Palm Jebel Ali for the first time 2023, we were looking at the entire map. Palm Jumeirah was supported by a bunch of things. So Palm Jumeirah happened, JBR Marina happened, JLT happened.
Yeah, that entire belt.
Yeah, Emirates Living happened. So you've got your Emirates Hills, you've got your now set Top Golf and the entire Emirates golf course, and then you've got Meadows and Springs on the backside. But if you look at the success of how Palm Jumeirah went, so from ultra luxurious water facing properties to golf facing properties, that entire band became a thing. So now if you look at Palm Jebel Ali, the moment you come back from the island, if let's say you're back to the mainland from Palm Jebel Ali, if you look at the map, you'll see a water canal which is running already. Nobody knows about the future plans of that particular area, but if it starts looking anything close to a marina or JBR,
100%.
Exactly.
That's gonna be a residential area for sure.
if that happens, then you have Jebel Ali Free Zone on the right hand side, which has been existing from decades now. You have your exposed location. Now within exposed location, what's happening? Your trade center, which already exists in DIFC, is slowly shifting. Last GITEX was the last GITEX. You're not going to see the traffic anymore around this area.
I remember getting those emergency messages from Dubai police.
Yeah, every day.
I mean, that's a good thing if you're an investor, right? It's a good thing to consider, but a bad thing when you're driving to work.
That is true.
Okay, but what I do want to highlight here is, see, when Palm Jumeirah happened, your JLT, marinas, your Emirates Living, they didn't have a story of their own. They sort of trickled down from Palm Jumeirah's shadow per se. But if you look on this side of the map, which is your Palm Jebel Ali's belt, each of those sections have a story of its own.
And they're complementing each other.
And they're beautifully complementing each
Correct.
other, which in return makes that area more significant. And of course, this also goes in line with the future plans of what Dubai wants to do. I mean, what UAE wants to do is basically connect Abu Dhabi and Dubai, because the Sharjah side, your Ajman side, Ras Al Khaimah side, you can already see, you know,
The
developments.
joining of hands
Yeah, the
happening. Yeah.
joining of hands. I mean, look at the map. You'll see this side turning yellow and then grey again, which is
Yeah.
nothing but apartments. But the other side, it's grey all the way till Ras Al Khaimah.
That's correct,
Which basically signifies development.
Correct.
So this sort of also falls in line with the bigger plan of connecting the two states. So I don't think people really grasp the significance of this section of
This entire
land.
belt of land.
Yeah, how significant this can be in the coming years. And of course, not to mention your airport. So I'm not going to touch on the airport as well, because everybody knows what's happening there. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Okay, 10 years ago, history was made with the apartments front. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen eventually. Just to compare apple to apple, if we look at what Nakheel did with Shoreline Apartments in Palm Jumeirah, again, sort of the least preferred buildings, I would say, in Palm Jumeirah currently, because it was at that time the amenities and the modern finishings, and even those are going for 3.7 million for a one bed.
Forget 3.7 for a one, but they're the most grossing properties even today.
Yes, even
I mean,
today.
I have clients who would give anything to just keep living in that property.
Yeah.
I've had clients that I've lost to buildings like Shoreline and Marina Promenade just because there is no competition irrespective of what you do. You got some of the most strongest buildings in Palm Jumeirah. You have One by Omniat. You have Benghazi coming up with a project. You've got Select Group that came up with projects. Nakheel itself did their Palm Towers and now that's doing Como. But those buildings that were constructed back in those days and the location that they had, there is no competition. But as you rightly said, let's address the elephant in the room. Some or the other day, this is going to happen. We are going to start talking about the apartments at Palm Jebel Ali.
Of course.
Yesterday when we went there, we said that history was made over here a decade ago. And you said that history is going to repeat itself again.
We just don't know when, but it's going to
Not necessarily. Let's just say we know when.
happen.
we know when. But we
in
know
a
when.
way. We just know when, we can't tell you when.
And we have precise details.
Yeah.
Number of buildings. And the only thing that I think it is safe to say over here, because Nakheel said it on their model as well, and I don't want to be blacklisted by them, so I can just say it out loud over here, that for the first time, you will see apartment buildings on the spine, not
Yes.
on the trunk,
Yes.
which is a huge deal.
I just want to pull up for a second the brochure where we actually look at what's happening on the spine and the trunk itself.
Yeah.
I mean, why there was a need
I mean,
in the first place to have 3 separate entrances to Palm Jebel Ali. This wasn't just for traffic. It was strategically designed that way.
that's correct.
I mean, of course, you're going to have more beach clubs. You're going to have more resorts. You're going to have apartments in the future,
This was the
right?
one.
Exactly. So it's no more just going to be an access point to enter to your fronts. It's going to be thriving with life of its own.
That's correct.
And then, not to mention, is it on the trunk or is it on the spine, the observatory deck?
So the first one, just like St. Tracy stands in Palm Jumeirah, so it's going to be at the edge of the trunk first.
But imagine how tall that needs to be to actually give a full 360 view of something that is, 72 kilometers in radius?
Yeah.
Imagine how tall that needs to be.
Because even St. Tracy's cannot do justice to
Yeah.
Palm Jumeirah, the existing one. So it
You
has to be
see sort of
humongous
half
on the
of
side.
Palm,
Yeah.
even from that height.
Yeah.
Now, Nakheel has already mentioned this is going to be a 360 view of the entire Palm Jebel Ali. So it just puts a thought in my mind of how tall the structure needs to be
Agreed, yeah.
to cover everything. So there are certain hints that we already know.
Because see,
That-
think about it from this angle, yeah. That when I'm talking about shifting the whole highlight of buildings, residential buildings, from trunk to the spine, I'm making sure that anyone who's traveling from the trunk to the spine has only travels if they have a purpose to be in that area. Because in the existing Palm, what's happening is the fact that shoreline apartments are on the right side of the trunk. On the left hand side, you've got your hotels.
Yeah.
You've got your Five
Five.
and Fairmount and Hilton and all of those. So people gradually end up taking that road quite a lot. But what if the trunk consists of nothing but commercial activities? And if you want to jump from the trunk to the spine, there are access barriers. And only the visitors or the residents can access the spine. What if the spine cannot be accessed by anyone but just the visitors and the residents? Imagine that entire belt of land piece only being private. That has never happened before.
Yeah, exactly. And there is no development as such on the spine
Yeah.
in the current Palm.
Right?
And
There's a very good restaurant though.
there's a restaurant, but then in terms of residential and what do you call, like, entertainment,
Nothing.
nothing, right?
Nothing.
So essentially we can't compare apple to apple because there's no development in the spine.
Correct.
So this is something that is new and exciting to look forward to with the new Palm. And then again, guess how they mitigated the whole drowning scenario with Palm Jumeirah.
How?
I went to the actual site, right? The location. It's around 40 meters above sea level. The entire structure of Palm Jebel Ali is raised from sea level. So when you actually go there, the entrance, it's a bridge with huge pillars taking you in. Unlike with Palm Jumeirah, it's just at ground level.
Correct.
Like when you do get a chance to go there next time, take a look. It's next to it's a small beach.
J1 Beach.
Yeah, J1 Beach.
Yeah.
Next to your JA Resort. So there's a small patch of beach where you can actually access, open to the public, and have like
A view towards
a
Palm Jebel Ali.
first-hand view of how Palm Jebel Ali is taking shape. The roads are actually ready.
I really feel that even as of today, whoever's in the market and whoever's either selling real estate or buying real estate in Dubai, I still feel that a location like Palm Jebel Ali is being underestimated of what it can become in the future. Not because of what Palm Jumeirah has done, not because of what that particular location around Palm Jumeirah has given as results. Because even if I remove Palm Jumeirah from the picture for a second, that entire belt of land, starting from the airport up until the tip of Palm Jebel Ali, in itself is more than enough to make sure that not just people, not just business, not just tourism, not just commercial activities, but an entire life cycle of people flow just in that area. Because as of now, I think people feel it's far because let's be honest. Today, you and I might go to Palm Jebel Ali or the south of Dubai once in a week or twice in a week at max, depending upon on our work. But what if you had to go to that particular section of the city on a daily basis? Because that became a daily of your life. That became a part and parcel of your life. You cannot function without going there.
At a point, anyone who's been in Dubai long enough, when I say long enough, at least for the last 3 years, can agree that at a point JVC was also considered far.
Yeah.
Because when I first came to Dubai, I was actually located in JVC and it was nothing but desert, and now
We have 14,000 apartments coming there.
not just 14,000, it's the most transacted location
Yes.
in terms of real estate
Yes.
in entire of Dubai.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's going up against Business Bay, Marina, the giants, it's still holding its own. Despite us thinking 3 years back or 4 years back that this place is far, it's not going to come up. If you see, Jumeirah Village Circle has no selling point of its own.
Vishal, before sitting for the podcast, I was just doing some calculation, some random numbers I was doing here and there. I saw a studio being rented in one of the buildings in JVC at 85,000. I'm not kidding. I can show it over here as well. 85,000 for a studio apartment being rented. I was shook for a second. That apartment was sold for 600K. That apartment's doing 85,000.
Yeah.
That's 14%.
It's very, very normal.
It's one-off property. I get it. One-off calculation of 85,000. I might not see those numbers again. But someone rented it out. Someone came in to rent it out.
I mean, like, look, this, when you've left it for over a good period of, when I say a good period of time, it's like 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? 4 to 5 years when you've left something anywhere in Dubai. Not Ajman, not Sharjah, in Dubai. They have shown this level of growth.
They have, yes.
Look at Arjan.
It's skyrocketing now.
Arjan is now picking up because now JVC is getting very expensive.
Yes.
So people are going to trickle down to Arjan. Right? The next location will be your Dubai Science Park. And that's how Dubai's pattern always goes.
Yeah.
There's always a trickle effect.
Correct.
I mean, I think you told me this when we started working together, what was the main reason as to why JVC picked up the way it picked up? Is because the closest destination, Dubai Marina, JLT, became more of a short-term rental destination. So it became less favorable for families to live in. So the next closest stone throw away area was JVC.
Correct.
So there's always a trickle-down effect that happens in Dubai. That's why I stand behind the statement. If you hold it long enough, anywhere in Dubai, you will see these type of returns.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? And this is just Dubai in general. Now add your selling points to it. And when you pick the right location and you pick the right entry point, it's always good to get it on phase 1.
Correct.
And people who have gotten in on phase 1, small example, my uncle, 3 years back, bought his 3-bedroom apartment in JVC by a very unknown developer. It was just like a standard building. A very standard building. He bought it for 790,000 dirhams. And
For
this
a
is
3-bedroom.
a 3-bedroom, 2,000 square feet apartment on the 4th floor.
COVID time?
Before COVID.
Okay.
Okay. He sold that for 2.4. That's in
Damn.
5 years. And the current rental on it, and before he sold it, it was on rental for the last 2 years. You want to have a guess how much it was rented out for?
It's a 3-bedroom, let's say 140, 150?
145. So these type of returns are not outrageous.
They're not.
This is when I sort of have this challenge when I speak to new clients who don't know the growth rate of how Dubai moves ahead, and why I also urge clients to actually look at off-plan options. Although we always face this objection where, hey, off-plan is slightly higher in terms of price as compared to the ready properties in the same area.
Yeah.
Is because those are the entry prices for the future. Whereas the current prices are the exit prices. Yes, it's cheaper on paper, but look at what price it was bought at.
That's
You're
right.
paying a premium.
Yeah.
But whereas this is your entry price, and a big role Dubai's change of weather conditions also has to play to it.
Yes.
Like the floods that happened a year and a half ago, completely changed the real estate game. Now developers had to account in their construction to basically waterproof themselves as well in a way.
That's correct. Yes.
Right? So that's another reason for prices to go up. And basically, I'm going to cut it short. What I'm trying to say is the potential that Dubai holds and what Dubai has become in the world map, the development is only 4 or 5% of the entire map of UAE. They have a lot to go on for. So this is not going to stop anytime soon. Like even our luxury segment, how much was the launch price per square feet in Palm Jebel Ali? It started at 2,500 dirhams per square feet.
Lesser. But yeah,
Right?
similar,
Let's just round it off. Okay, 2,500 dirhams per square feet. That's not even $1,000 per square feet. Anywhere in the West, you want a waterfront property, be it an apartment, you're paying nothing less than $4,000, $5,000.
That's correct. Yes.
So it has a lot of room to grow as well.
Yeah. The other day, I had a client from Beijing. We were just discussing numbers, and we were going through the entire trail of properties around the south. We started from Siddha residences within the expo, then we went out of the expo, then we moved towards waterfront and Palm Jebel Ali. He was taken back by the idea of at what price we are selling at and what potential it holds. Because at the end of the day, you hold land anywhere in the world, you will end up making money. That's a thumb rule that people go for.
Yeah, it's a safe investment as
It's a safe
compared to
investment.
anything else.
Yes. Having said that, now this client is ready. He's going for the villa. Now, without taking much time, because I think we have stressed this for a long time, I'll just leave it at one particular aspect. Last year, there was a client. Some of the villas did come out last year as well. This guy had two options: 2 properties in Ras Al Khaimah next to Win, or a villa at Palm Jebel Ali.
What did he pick? He picked Russell Khaimah, didn't he? Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see the look on his face when this is ready.
Yep.
So it's safe to say that people need to wake up and analyze what's happening in the market, not just from a price point perspective, but also from an institutional level as to where the development is going.
The vision perspective.
The vision, right?
Yeah.
Institutional level, like what the government or the
Yes.
ruler has planned for. And as long as you're in with the big players, you're going to make money,
Absolutely.
right? So that's all I have to say for this.
And get ready for the apartments.
History is going to repeat itself, like I said.